Hi everybody, welcome to the Quarter Acre Homestead. It's July 16th and the garden has been growing like crazy, so I thought I'd take you on a quick tour. I tried it earlier on Facebook Live video and I didn't have a good connection, so this is going to be high definition. We'll upload it to YouTube and hopefully it will work better. Go ahead and get started. This is our corn here. We have a couple varieties. I can't even remember the names. One is some kind of super sweet corn. The other one is called Bodacious. One of them's like 80 days to maturity, the other's like 60, so we should have corn for a while. And then there in the back, you probably saw we have quite a few sunflowers. Just to attract beneficial insects, and they're just fun to grow. This bed right over here, we have, this is a variety of string bean. This is a purple bean. You eat it like green beans. I don't remember the exact name, but I got it from Territorial Seed. Behind that we have a zucchini plant, and we've already eaten quite a few zucchini from those. Hidden back in the corner over here we have a red Russian kale, which we have those kind of scattered throughout the garden. Rather than planting them all in one bed, this year we spread them out to try to keep down the insects like aphids that like to attack those. So let's move this way. This next bed we have artichokes. This is our first year growing artichokes. We have 4 big artichoke plants here. On that side we have some, trying to remember the name, fennel and some parsley mixed in there. We have a rhubarb plant that we just started this year, and we have strawberry spinach over there. This bed is kind of going to be our perennial bed, so hopefully the artichokes will last through the winter, and the strawberry spinach should plant itself and come back next year. Same with the fennel. Then we have another kale plant. We have some marigolds hidden over here. Marigolds are to kind of attract the bad insects to the marigolds so they aren't attacking our food plants so much. And in the next bed here we have leeks. We have, I don't remember exactly, I think we have like 150 leeks planted. So this is about half of our leeks. And then we have cucumbers planted on this side. We're going to be putting up a trellis soon. We have a couple varieties of cucumber. We have pickling cucumber and then Armenian cucumber, I think it was. And then we have different varieties of beets growing here. We've eaten quite a few beets already, and we have some lettuce planted, which the lettuce is pretty young. We just planted it a couple weeks ago. We've already been eating lettuce for months from other beds. This lettuce is kind of shaded from the beets, and also you'll see like a 7-foot green bean trellis over there. That's to try to help the lettuce survive the heat in the summer. So that lettuce is just coming. We have another big sunflower here, another kale plant. That next row is Blue Lake pole beans. And we'll also see some pumpkins in there. The pumpkins volunteered. If you look right in there, you'll see I rigged up a sling to hold that pumpkin. As it gets heavier, we don't want it to break the vine, so we have a couple of those. There's another pumpkin over here. You'll see it's growing all the way up to the top of the trellis, which is 7 feet tall, and there's pumpkins kind of all along, and it's still going, so it looks like we're going to get lots of pumpkins. And then the next row over, we'll move over there, this is another another string bean. This is called Golden Gate bean. And we've eaten a few of these beans. I had one planting, which only a few beans came up, and then I had to replant. So that first planting, we've actually eaten a few beans already, and they're really good. They're bright yellow, and they can actually get like an inch wide and like 10 inches long, and they're still good with no streams. So the first year we've grown those, I think they're going to be a favorite. And then before we move on to the rest of the garden, let's look over here at our compost pile. In the summer we make good use of our compost pile to grow vegetables. So we have 2 Atlantic giant pumpkins. That's these really giant leeks here. And hopefully soon we'll have giant pumpkins. Right now we just have little ones in here. And that pumpkin plant's already like 10 feet long, and it'll probably get a lot bigger. It's going to take over the lawn here. And then we have 4 paste tomato plants. Those are striped Roman tomato, which I've had a lot of trouble with striped Roman getting blossom end rot, but it looks like growing them in compost is the key, because I see tomatoes in there and there's no blossom end rot. So while those are growing, we still are adding to our compost pile. We've been adding food scraps here. We just put a bunch of weeds and dandelions that we pulled out, and that continues to feed the pumpkins. So hopefully we have some giant pumpkins in there later on. So let's head across to the second half of our garden. So this half is mostly tomatoes. We do have some peppers here. This is Anaheim Peppers, and you see we have some nice sized peppers already. And then we have tomatoes. This bed is kind of a lot of different tomatoes in here. I think we have about 16 varieties total, and this bed we kind of have one of each of 4 different varieties here. Under the tomatoes we have lettuce growing. This is one of our favorite varieties, Tom Thumb. Really sweet, crunchy lettuce. Grows really quickly. It's kind of small, but it tastes so good. We really love it. Then we have broccoli, which is scattered around throughout the garden. We've already picked this broccoli a couple times, and it keeps coming back with new shoots. Over here we have another bed of tomatoes and lettuce. I know this variety of tomato is Anna Russian, and there's some really big ones in here. There's a couple that are almost ripe here. In fact, we're probably going to pick this one after the video and go ahead and eat it. A few different varieties of lettuce, another broccoli plant. So you'll see this broccoli, after we pick it, it comes back with side shoots. Last year this was growing through the whole winter, and we actually had to pull it out in order to rototill and start our garden this summer. But the kids love picking this and eating it all winter long. So here we have another bed of tomatoes. This was actually our lettuce bed clear back in April. So when we rototilled and fertilized, this was already full of lettuce, so we couldn't rototill and fertilize it. And then we added tomatoes later, and the tomatoes aren't doing as well here as they are in the other beds. So I'm thinking it's because we weren't able to put like the steer manure and stuff that we put in the other beds. But this variety of tomato, you know what, I can't remember the variety. It's a hybrid. It's a paste tomato. I got it from Territorial. It's not supposed to have the blossom end rot, so that's why I got that one. There's a few volunteer squash here. You see we have a green pumpkin in here coming. And there's some other squash in here that I don't know what they are. These flowers here, this was a Tom Thumb lettuce like I was showing you earlier. that's been growing since about April. I let it go to seed because I want to save my own seeds. That way they're more adapted to our soil, our climate right here where we live. Another bed of tomatoes. I'd have to look at my notes for what variety this is. I got quite a few different heirloom tomatoes at a farmer's market last summer, and this is a pretty big one here. But I saved the seeds and planted them, and I have it all written down, but I don't remember what variety this is. And then we have more peppers. These are bell peppers. Some more broccoli. And then our next bed over here, again, more tomatoes. We have, I know this is the stupidest tomato. We've eaten quite a few tomatoes off of it already. And then, I can't remember the other varieties. But lettuce underneath that again. This is a red leaf lettuce that seems to do really well in the summer. So we've been enjoying that in salads. More broccoli. Then another bed of tomatoes. Some nice sized tomatoes down here. And let's see, this tomato I do remember. This is called orange Rossellini tomato. It comes from Italy. I got it from another YouTube gardener. A guy from Italy sent him the seeds, so we're growing those this year. It's pretty unknown in the US. If you Google that name, orange Rossellini, you'll only find it on the MI Gardener YouTube channel. So it's kind of a fun one to grow. And then we have yellow pear tomato. And then more broccoli, more sunflowers. Before we head back into the garden, take a look at our Fuyu persimmon tree. This is my favorite tree by far to grow. I wish I would have planted a lot more of them. This is giant Fuyu, or early Fuyu, and there is 175 plus persimmons on it. They'll get about 4 times this size by the time they're ripe. They're ripe around Thanksgiving, and they'll turn orange. And they're hard, kind of like the texture of an apple. They're really sweet and really good, so we're really looking forward to that. But it's so loaded, the branches are almost touching the ground. And I think we're gonna have to prop them up somehow so they don't break off. Because again, all of those persimmons are gonna get about 4 times that size. So we're really excited about that. Back here is another volunteer squash. This just came up kind of in the lawn, and it's just going crazy. We haven't picked any squash on it yet. I do see some though, so we'll be eating those soon. And then we have one sweet meat squash here that's growing nicely. Some eggplants, which there's no eggplants yet, but they're starting to come. Walk in here. Here's a dill plant. We have a few dill. You may have seen them scattered throughout the green beans. This is our second leek bed. We also have some carrots on the far end. And then back here in the back we have our yellow summer squash, which we haven't eaten any of those yet, but they're coming along in there. So we'll be eating those in a few days. And that covers our main garden. So hope you enjoyed. Comment, let me know if you have questions. I would love to see a video tour of your garden. So go ahead, go out there, take a quick video, share it. And in the future we'll show you more of our kind of our garden outside of our garden, summer garden area. like the rest of our fruit trees, berries, those type of things. We've been converting a lot of our flower beds to strawberries, jujube, gooseberries, blueberries, all kinds of things. So stay tuned for that. But that's it for today. See you later. Bye.